Listen to me. This is why they're jealous of you. And I need to expose something because many people keep asking, why do they act funny around me? Why did they switch up? Why did they become distant? Why do they celebrate everybody else but stay silent when it comes to me? Here's the answer. Jealousy is often the tax people pay for witnessing a future they don't believe they can have themselves. Think about it. People don't always hate what you're doing. Sometimes they hate what your life reminds them they never became. And that's deep when you think about it because your existence becomes a mirror. You didn't even say a word. You didn't say anything. Like you just walked in the room, you smiled, you stayed faithful, you mind your business, you stayed married, you kept building, you kept healing, you kept growing. And without saying one word, your life started asking them questions they didn't want to answer. See, that's why some people become uncomfortable around you. It is not because you're attacking them, but because your consistency is confronting their excuses. And people rarely become jealous over what they could never have. They're jealous over what they believe was possible for them too. It's like, think about it. That's why Cain didn't kill a stranger. He killed his brother Abel. Abel's offering exposed Cain's heart. Abel wasn't trying to compete. He was simply being obedient. And I want you to catch this. The blessing on your life will accidentally expose areas other people have neglected. And you got to get ready for that. Like receive that. It's real. That's why you have to stop taking everything personally. Like remove that spirit of offense because sometimes people are fighting battles you didn't create. Sometimes you can't even see it. Now, hear me carefully because some people are jealous of your car. They don't even like your car. They're jealous of the discipline it took to buy it. They're not jealous of your platform. They're jealous of the years nobody applauded while you kept showing up. They're not jealous of your marriage. Well, some. They're jealous that you found someone who brings peace while they're still entertaining chaos. They're not jealous of your business. Some of them. But they're jealous that you kept believing after failure. See, people celebrate results, but jealousy is usually aimed at the process because they saw how many opportunities you had to quit. And you didn't. You kept showing up. That's what bothers them. Your greatest flex isn't your success. It's your recovery. Y'all got to catch that. The fact that you came back after betrayal, the fact that you came back after rejection, after being overlooked, after people laughed at your dreams, after they counted you out and said you weren't going to be nothing, you still got back up and went forward. That frustrates people who expected your last chapter to be your final chapter. Listen to me. There are people who planned your funeral while God was planning your comeback. Don't miss that. Some people emotionally buried you years ago. They told everybody you were finished. They assumed that mistake would define your future. Then suddenly, God restored you. Now, they don't know how to explain your survival. And I want to tell you something because not everybody who smiles at your harvest is happy you planted. Some people clap because it's socially accepted. That's why they did it. Not because they're genuinely celebrating. That's why wisdom is so important. So stop measuring loyalty by applause because some people applaud you publicly, then compete with you privately. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Let me help you. Don't become arrogant because people are jealous. Become compassionate because jealousy is usually the cry of someone who has never healed. Because healthy people don't need to steal your joy. Healthy people don't need to minimize your success. Healthy people don't need to gossip about your progress. Let's talk about it. Healthy people can celebrate someone else's light without feeling like theirs is dimming. Like, I'm thinking about the sun, all right? The sun never argues with the moon. It simply shines when it's time. And that's wisdom. So stop explaining your favor to people committed to misunderstanding it. Stop shrinking so insecure people feel taller. Stop apologizing for what God entrusted to you. Because humility is not pretending you're small. Humility is knowing everything you came or everything you have came from God. There's a difference. And the enemy doesn't always send critics. I want you to hear me. Sometimes he sends comparisons. Because comparison is one of the fastest ways to rob someone of peace. Like the moment you start comparing your assignment to someone else's, you become blind to your own oil. You were never called to be them. You were called to steward what was placed in your hands, in your hearts, what God gave you. So stop chasing another person's lane. Master your own. And I want to prophesy something over your life because I feel this. I believe you're entering a season where what used to make people jealous will become undeniable evidence that God has been with you the whole entire time. The people who question your process will witness your promotion. I prophesy that the people who laughed at your discipline will ask for your advice. They're coming back. The people who ignored your voice will eventually quote your wisdom. And it's not because you chase validation, but because consistency always speaks louder than their opinions. So never let somebody else's jealousy make you suspicious of everybody. Don't punish good people because bad people misunderstood you. Don't harden your heart. Protect it. There's a difference. Keep loving. Keep serving. Keep building. Keep growing. Keep trusting. And remember this. People can envy your fruit, but they cannot steal your roots. Because what God develops in private, no jealous person can counsel in public. So let them watch. Let them whisper. Let them wonder. While they're trying to figure out why you're blessed, you keep becoming the person God called you to be. And that's exactly why they're jealous.